So for today's workout, I'm doing legs and core, and the common, and again, like all my other workouts, it's going to be like a circuit or a tricep. Starting off with reverse sled. So the common exercise between all the circuits today is going to be the reverse sled, and when I get back to the beginning, I'm going to do one ab movement and one leg movement, and yeah, I'll show you what that looks like. For the leg movement, I'm doing single-sided, I guess. I don't know what the name is. It's a stretch and a exercise all at the same time. You're gonna kind of feel it similar to a stiff leg deadlift in your hamstrings and glutes. So you hold the kettlebell, one leg is elevated, and then you bend forward and go as far as you can go. You can have a slight bend in the back leg, but yeah, pretty much try to just exaggerate the stretch on the front leg and be very slow and meticulous and feel the stretch and slowly expand your range of motion. Going for 5 each side. After 5 each side of that, using kettlebells to do an ab movement. So I'm going to do these kettlebells are so weird. Anyway, I'm going to do bicycles while the kettlebells are attached. Going for 10 each leg. Or 8. But yeah, that's the first superset. Or first tricep or whatever. I'm gonna do reverse sled the whole way through and then change the exercise that happens after I come back. But yeah, that was the first set. Probably gonna do 4 to 5 sets. For the next circuit, decided to go a little heavier on the reverse sled. But yeah, I'm gonna do this back and forth, and then I'll show you what the next movement is. I like to progressively go heavier on the sled as I do more sets of them, instead of starting off heavy. I don't know, it feels like I'm able to gradually build up to heavier weight, and the earlier sets don't necessarily take out a lot out of me, and so I am able to gradually add more weight as the workout goes on, though that might seem a little counterintuitive. My body seems to keep up for whatever reason. Anyway, for the reverse, for the second circuit after the reverse sled, the leg movement that I'm doing is like this split stance a one-legged split stance, and I'm gonna do a deadlift in this position. Looks like this. You'll feel a stretch in your groin area, and it should help loosen out your hips. After doing 8 each side of that, the ab exercise is alternating lying leg raises. So first, getting the kettlebell secured around my feet, holding the back of the bench for support, keeping the legs outstretched, letting the kettlebell hit the floor on each rep. Feel a good stretch in the lower abs. So this is me trying to max out on the reverse sled. I've progressively been going heavier as the sets go on so like I told you, it was like circuit based where I'm doing reverse sled with those 2 other movements. So but at the end of each set I was like adding a 45 or 2, and now we're up to, I think it's 10 45s plus whatever the sled weighs. But yeah, this is I guess the most I've ever tried on reverse sled. Let's see how it goes. This is brutal. All right, halfway done. Wow. Man, it's starting to get unmovable. I'm gonna take a short break. Gonna recuperate a little. Not gonna quit on this. I'm bringing this all the way back. Oof. Oof. Ah. Ah. Oh. Come on. Can't be a bitch. Can't be a bitch. Be a bitch. I wonder if holding it will help a little. Maybe. Nah. Alright, I gotta take a short break again. This is brutal. This is so brutal. So brutal. And that's that. That sucked. That sucked. For the second exercise with the kettlebell, wrapping this around my feet. Okay, doing a leg raise, hip flexor, or leg extension hip flexor thing. Oh yeah, doing one last thing before I finish off for today. So I'm gonna climb up and down the stairs, I think 20 times it should be. And I'm gonna carry this 30-pound medicine ball on one shoulder and switch shoulders each time up. So going down with the left hand, holding the medicine ball, then coming back up, switching sides. So that was 2. So I guess similar concept to farmer carries, but there's no forearm activation. Instead, it's more of like your core is compensating for the offset, and you kind of get good at, I guess, just carrying stuff and being able to climb upstairs. But this is a functional move because this is an action that would like come to play in the real world, so to speak. Like let's say you were shifting or moving or whatever, or you had to carry your baby up a flight of stairs or something. This move would come handy. And I mean, it might not seem like much, but there are quite a few muscles involved in this movement. And I notice, like, as the sets go on, my core is progressively getting more tired, and my shoulders are having a slightly harder time carrying the weight. And so it trains the endurance aspect of being able to do these kinds of motions for a long amount of time. So like if you're training, all your training is like 5 sets of 10 or whatever, you're not getting used to carrying or moving a weight for longer periods of time, which seems to be what the reality is more often than not when weights have to do with real life. So you have to carry groceries, or you have to carry different kinds of objects around while shifting, or if you have kids, you're carrying your kids or whatever. If you're a lumberjack, you're carrying wood, and maybe sometimes even carrying something in the right hand. So that could be a future exercise where I'm holding one on my shoulder and another in farmer carry position and climbing up and down the stairs. But anyway, that's for a later workout probably. I think I'm up to 10 after this set. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do till I hit the sauna, and maybe I'll do some posing after.